Hi, welcome to my channel. Today I am here with Paul Moffat, who is the PR and Marketing Director of DatesnMates here in Glasgow. I'm going to be talking to Paul about the organisation or the project called DatesnMates, which is for people who have a learning disability who want to make friends, build relationships, find a partner. It's just a really exciting project that's happening not only here in Glasgow, but in places across Scotland. So I hope you'll stay tuned and find out a little bit more along with me about what DatesnMates is all about. Hi Paul, thank you very much for giving me some time to come and chat to me here in your offices at Sea Chains. I suppose first of all I'd really like to know how DatesnMates came about, because I've not heard of it happening anywhere else. So how did it happen?
Where DatesnMates came about was in 2008 there was a programme on Channel 4 from an organisation in London called Stars in the Sky. So it was a documentary on Channel 4, so when a lot of people heard about that, they says, why don't we start something north of the border? So that's when they says a lot of questionnaires went round. So quite a lot of people wanted a dating friendship agency in Scotland. So after the questionnaire, they came up with different names like Peas in a Pod, Friends for You, and the one that stuck out was DatesnMates.
It is perfect. It is perfect. So it was in response really to what people wanted. It was the best way to start something.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, and how did you get involved with it?
I came along to an induction day where the people who run Stars in the Sky, they came up and we had a chance to ask them how, if we are going to be successful, what's the best ways of promoting it, either to press, members of the public, and so on. So that's when, then a couple of days after, I was invited back to be for an interview for the director's job. So that was in the April of 2008. I got the job the same day after my interview. Started in May and officially launched DatesnMates in the June and what's known as Learning Disability Week. So it was the Learning Disability Week as it's a themed every year. It's all different types of events that cover the whole of Scotland, and this one was Forgotten Citizens. Okay. So that's when he says, and me and my colleagues at the time said, that would be great to launch.
Yeah.
So within a 46-week time, I got the director's job, started the job, and had the launch of DatesnMates.
Oh, straight in the deep end.
Yeah. Straight
in the deep end. So it's been going a long time then?
June 2008.
So how many members do you have roughly?
Oh, I'd say roughly 250, 300 because it's not just Glasgow, it's like Aberdeen, Renfrewshire. So we add all the members together and plus down the line Falkirk. So
right, yes, because you're just about to set up a new
base. Fourth branch in 10 years.
In Falkirk.
Yes.
That's brilliant. So I could do with you just clarifying a little bit for me, because when I first heard about DatesnMates, and it's all about dating, and I thought, well, is it like an online, you put your profile on the website and it pops up with matches? Is it like that, or is it purely event-based?
Purely an event-based organisation where when people join DatesnMates, they join to socialise or they're looking for a relationship as well. So when they join, they get flyers for the 8 to 10 events per month. It could be like say trips to the theatre, which is because it's the festive period. Yep. Trips to the theatre, meals out. In fact, yesterday myself and my colleague were through in Edinburgh for the Christmas markets along with DatesnMates members. So activities like that. We also do big events where it's open to non-members, just to see if it's just like a taster for them. to see if it's for them. So they might come along to say the Christmas party. They say like, oh, I really enjoyed myself at the Christmas party. How do I go about joining?
Yeah. And are they during the day, evening, weekends, or mixture?
Just varies.
Because some people don't like going out at night, and yeah. And membership is open to anyone who has a learning disability.
Learning disability.
Okay. What about if you've got associated physical disabilities? Are all the events accessible?
What we do with DatesnMates events is we risk assess events or like event venues prior to organising the next event. So myself and my colleagues go out and say like, oh, here's needs access to someone in a wheelchair. So we do everything. Every DatesnMates event has to have accessible route for people with wheelchairs, mobility issues.
Mm-hmm. And am I right in saying if somebody has a diagnosis of autism but not a learning disability, they're not eligible to be a member? It's just people who've got a learning disability, but with everything else, any other diagnosis, that's fine. What's the age range of the people that come along to these events then?
It just depends, because what I've tended to notice more recently over the last year and a half or so is we're getting young folk transition ages, like ones leaving secondary school or high school, because as soon as they leave school, they're say 18 and they leave education, but then they either go to college, but then they've got nothing to do during the evening. So they may come along, they might go to college or uni during the day, but they can come to a DatesnMates event at night. So that's what I've tended to notice recently. We're getting folk are like kind of, I know transition ages is 16 to 24, but we're normally getting the 18 to 24.
Okay.
But also as well we get, I think our oldest members in their mid 70s.
Okay, so there's not a cut off.
When
you get to 24, you don't shut the door and say no, you can't come back.
A good kind of
good
wide range of different ages.
Yeah. Okay. What happens if somebody who wants to come along to your events needs somebody to support them to do that? So a PA or something like that, can they bring people with them?
I normally tends to happen because it might not be that, like, the person may have a support worker or a support advisor or like someone that they can come along with. But then throughout time, if the member joins DatesnMates, you see the support worker say, I'll sit at the back, like you've got
as it should be, yes.
And even family carers, they tend to come along. The first event, they see how like it is environment, like if it's a friendly environment. But then they say like, the same event finishes at 10:30. I'll pick you up at 10:30 after. So they head off and back, like maybe go to a wee cafe around the corner and say like, I know I can.
Yes.
Kind of like.
You're all kind of looking out for each other, which is.
I know that my family member is safe because we kind of like when we do these events we got volunteers, DatesnMates staff members, so we're always focused on how the members are enjoying themselves.
And you don't always want your mum there when you're there.
Just like
friends. Really?
Really?
What are the costs involved for members?
There's two different joining fees with DatesnMates. There's the annual fee, which is £60 for the year. That's just like you get flyers just for the different areas, which is just Glasgow, £60 for Renfrewshire, £60 for Aberdeen, and also around the corner Falkirk. But also there's a national membership, which is £90. The £90 one entitles you for the access to Glasgow, Aberdeen, Renfrewshire, Falkirk. So you get flyers not just from the one area.
Yes.
All three different areas.
So you can go wherever you like. And I take it that covers the kind of admin and stuff, and then if you go to an event, then you have to obviously pay your entrance fees or your meal or whatever else.
With the annual joining fee, you get a discount rather than the non-members paying. So say for example, my Christmas party, I think it's £8 I think it's £8 for DatesnMates members, but £10 for non-members.
Okay, that makes
So
sense.
it's like
Yeah.
it's like there's a balance where
Yes.
it's a good kind of, the members get a discounted kind of rate.
Okay. And it is very much about friendship as well as relationships. 'Cause, I mean, there might be someone out there who goes, "Oh, I don't want a girlfriend," or "I don't want a boyfriend," or whatever. But there's, just come along for a laugh and to make friends.
And even as well, like a lot of the DatesMates members over the last while or so, they're not just meeting up at DatesMates events. They're meeting up out of DatesMates events now. So which is good to hear from us, saying like, like the ladies might be away shopping on a Friday or on a Friday or Saturday. The guys might be away to play pool. So to hear that, it's a good. Rather than just like
You've been the catalyst for something bigger. Yeah. Brilliant.
Yeah. And even as well, we welcome folk with any background, LGBT, race, religion, open to anyone.
Anyone's welcome.
And even we've done like with the LGBT stuff. We've attended prides with our information stands there. We've walked in the parade with the DatesMates Scotland banner. Just so that and all the paperwork that DatesMates is colourful. So because we're inclusive, we're including anybody.
Yeah.
No matter what they're.
Brilliant. And what would you say to somebody who's maybe watching, who is a bit nervous about coming along because maybe they've never been to something like that before? What would you say to them to try and encourage them to come
Just
to an event?
Come along to one of our big events and see if it's for you, see how you enjoy it, and if you enjoy it, think about possibly joining.
Yes.
Or even run the big events as well. We do information stands, so you might see us at a college or like a day centre.
Yes.
So come along, talk to us. We'd be more happy to see you at a DatesMates event.
Very welcoming. Fantastic.
Yeah.
And if someone sees something on the website, because I think some of your events are listed on the website, aren't they? Which I'll put underneath the film so people can go straight to it. If they see one of your open events and they fancy coming along, do they need to let you know in advance that they're coming?
Yes.
Okay.
Just so we can put their name on the list.
Yeah. And
Or
look
like
out
who's
for them to
coming
say
along.
hi. Yeah.
Yep.
Brilliant. It's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much. I think there's going to be lots of people really excited about that who didn't know about that before. So hopefully we've spread the word and you'll get some new members after Christmas. But thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.